Hey guys, welcome back to some more Raid Shadow Legends. Today's video, we're going to be breaking down the events and looking specifically at the champion training event, how to get a lot more points in here. And there are some tips and tricks that I want to share with you when it comes to leveling up the champions. And I also want to show you the method that a majority of players use. So looking in here, there are really two big focuses that we're looking for. They are the Titan points. With the event going on right now, you have the ability to get a free legendary champion that we're going to get with our daily logins. This is going to provide you with the perfect souls, so you do not want to miss these. You do not want to miss Titan points because it is going to give you a lot of resources, and also things like energy, always good because you're going to be able to farm. When you start looking at this very bottom row, this is super expensive in comparison to what we've seen with other events. I know it is a little bit easier to get some more points in here, which again, I kind of want to show you what I'm doing and see if this is the most efficient way. So right now we're sitting at 1321 at the end of roughly a day. This is a 4-day event that we have going on. And then the community week Titan is actually 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks due to the redemption period. And we can get these perfect souls. This is exactly what we're looking at. And you also notice that when we start pulling and getting those Titan points, you're going to move up here pretty quick when it comes to the milestones, when it comes to getting all of these perfect souls out of here. Now, first thing I want to do, and a lot of players don't realize this, is when it comes to the tavern, when you go in here and you look at, let's say, our 6-star champions, they are built up quite a bit. We have 4 60s at this point. We are working right now to our 5th number 60. So overall, in about the past 40 days, we have gotten 6 essentially. We've gotten 5 60 level champions, which is kind of crazy. 5-star, you can see we've gotten kind of some random pulls here. Some of these are kind of capped out. But when you start looking at their level, even right here at level 20, getting a little bit higher and getting extra points out of here because we can go into the 4 stars. Now, this is really the trick that a lot of people have been talking about. When it comes to 4 stars, we are going to be using some of our brews. Now, when it comes to events and events specifically, this is the only place that you are going to be spending the brews because we want to spend these and we want to build these up. So even looking at a Justicar, which we know we want to build out, we are going to give him 3 brews. Now, this is going to take us with a 4-star champion all the way to level 18. So when we do that, boom, we got to level up. It took us to 18, but that yielded us a significant amount of points when it comes to the training event. We were at 1321. We're at 1372. So we just pulled about 50 points. And out of there, the one thing to remember is I did not have to use any energy at all just to add the 18 points to a 4-star. So now we're going to go through that and we're going to do it for the rest of the 4 stars. So going in here again, popping on this filter, which I've gotten familiar with the filters in here. Anyone pretty much below 18, that is 4 stars, just like Avenger. We're going to do the exact same. We're going to use the brews. We're going to use 3 of the brews. Going to take a little bit higher because a lot of these were leveled up actually going through and using some of these champions within a couple different game modes and mainly the faction. So when we go into the faction wars, using a lot of these champions in the faction wars are how we leveled a lot of these up. But I'm hoping that through here, through getting all of these 4 stars, now 4 stars, of course, gonna get to the point where we build our 4 stars up to 5 stars, and the 5 stars are going to be all the food to build the next 6-star champion. Me personally, I am farming and have been farming like a lot out of the Guardian Ring. So out of the actual ability to gain a lot of levels within the Guardian Ring, we have made and we can get access to a 6-star champion every single week, which I'll show you guys in just a minute. But when it comes to the Guardian Ring, that is a place that you do not want to overlook because when you're going in there and when you're building it up and when you're really focused on it, it gives you a crazy amount of experience in that game mode, but also with that experience is you do not have to spend energy. That is what I was really looking for, is some place that I wouldn't have to burn through a ton of energy. I could go in here, and again, the brews, we've just been kind of saving the brews, getting all of these to 18, and knowing and only using our resources when there is an event that is around it. This is imperative when it comes to building these up, when it comes to getting all of these levels on these champions. Again, I know when we use them as food, we're going to lose some resources, but I'm completely okay with it because I'm going to have more than enough to go in here and get everything that we need out of the event, which is going to be kind of the trade-off of building these up. Now, also make sure when it comes to the affinity, when it comes to using the specific brews that you are using them for the very specific champions. If you look, this brew is only giving me 1250, where if I use this specific brew, it gives me 18,750. You get a lot more if it is the same affinity that we have for the brew. So there we go. So we got these to 18. I think this is where we're going to kind of stop right now. and building these up a little bit further, little by little. Even looking here, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5 level 38s. Now, that is by design. Looking at the Guardian Ring, this is where we're building them. So we have another short runway in here to get a lot more points when we get the level. Once we do get these level 40s all the way up to the 4-star 40s, I'm going to use the food that I just had in there. I'm going to use a lot of them for food. And then looking at the event itself, looking at our Titan event, you can see we gained a lot of points. There is a rare skill totem. We're almost into the core hammer. So remember, we were at 1321. Now we're almost at what? Points earned 1918. So 1321 to 1918. Yeah, I mean 9876. We gained about 600 points. So out of not using any of our stamina or any of our energy at all, we gained 600 points in here, which again gave us the ability to get the rare totem. Now the Titan points were right around the corner to get that. So we got about 2,000 in a day. Not going to be a really big push, but we should be able to easily go through and get those 5,000. So how exactly did we get them all? Now we've been saving them and we've been running. This is the most traditional way that you're going to see within raid itself is farming up and farming 12-3. This is going to give us the ability, you can see all of these 2 stars are now at 16. Going through and doing these super raids running through here usually takes me around 30, 45 seconds to get through here. But this is going to traditionally give you the most experience. And you'll also get the most experience going through here when you start at level 1. That is another thing to really note is if you're starting at level 1, if you have some champions that are, you know, at 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, when they're on level 1, when they're going through here, it makes a really big difference with how fast you can actually level them and how many points you're getting in the event. You have to farm the event. You have to farm some of the heroes in here because it will allow you and give you enough points to get in there. You do not want to miss any of those Titan tokens. And even here, guys, we got double stars right there. So as we're leveling up the 2 stars, of course, these 2 stars are going to use the food that we literally got here with the Incubus. That is going to use the food to take them to 3 stars. Then they start over at level 1, so on and so forth, rinse and repeat as we go through here and maxing this out in its entirety. Now, the part that I'm really struggling with that I could use your guys' help is the spider. So the other part of the tournament right here is the spider turn attack. My spider team suck. I looked at Hal Hades. I have his download. And overall, being able to make a lot more progression within the spider and looking at the champions that I do have, I used a couple AoE champions, went through and kind of built these out a little bit further. But when you look at the basic kind of core champions that I do have, I need either a lot more speed to go through here or a lot more turn meter reset. I need a lot more help going through a lot of this content, being able to farm it up and being able to finish out with a lot. Now, in addition, there is also the gear removal right now. This goes for 1 more week, guys. This is massive when it comes to being able to save all your silver, when it comes to being able to build up a lot of champions. You do not want to overlook this gear removal cost. This is a game changer when it comes to the event, when it comes to being able to build them out a lot further. And again, I'm going to focus and really go through this champion training event. Gear enhancement, this is just kind of a regular one that I do, not really looking at Yuzan, not going to build them out in the entirety, but want to see what is coming through with the community week, what is coming through overall with the Titans, and looking at my champions itself. We are going to have a lot more resources to build them up. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.